Welcome. So you can just go ahead and introduce yourself. Pyro Interiors. You can.
Yeah, hi bro, this is Ruben.
Ruben. Okay. Welcome,
Yeah,
Ruben. You're from Chennai.
thank you.
Fantastic. I
Yeah,
just love your background. Amazing.
hi.
Nice. 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 Okay. So just go ahead and let me know, Ruben, what are you into? How many years you have been working, and what do you expect? So that at least we warm up the
Okay, bro.
session and start.
Okay. So I've been in this industry for more than 2 years.
Okay.
Oh, you're
Prasid, I'll
okay.
just mute you and then I'll give you time to speak. That time you can just unmute yourself. Okay, yeah, please.
So I am entirely into this business, interior, full and full interior. Till COVID, we don't have any problem. So it was going very smooth and everything is okay. But after COVID, it's very difficult to survive.
Okay, so what
So I
exactly
started
changed
learning.
after the COVID?
Sorry.
What exactly changed after the COVID?
There's no business. Okay, everyone is started telling no money, no requirement is there, so everything is getting difficult.
Okay, and you know what? We are doing 8 projects right now.
Okay, super.
So
That's why you are there.
fantastic. Okay, so I'm just
Okay,
going to give you by the end of this 5 days.
okay,
I'm sure you will figure it out how to get a customer, how to close them, and
yeah,
you'll be
okay.
on fire, Ruben. I'm very sure about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so who is next? I just want to know. Okay, so next person who has switched on video, nice smiley face. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself. I want to Rajesh. Okay, great.
Yes,
Rajesh,
sir.
tell me
Yeah,
about yourself.
my name is Rajesh.
Yes, Rajesh.
I do 3D visualizations for small architect firms.
Okay,
Just I do 3D visualizations for others design. I want to design myself, so I am into
okay.
this.
So you do 3D works for other architects and interior designer. Now you
Yeah,
want
yeah, yeah,
your own interiors design firm.
yeah, yeah,
Fantastic. I love that. I love that.
yeah.
You will be able to do that. Great, Rajesh. And where are you from?
I am from Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
We are
yeah,
from same city.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, do you mind if I rename your name
Sorry, I can.
instead of Pyro Interiors so that when I see you, I can just immediately recall your name?
I can't hear you. What?
Uh, no,
Sorry,
nothing.
sir.
Rajesh. I'm telling Ruben. Ruben, do you mind if I just rename your name from Pyro Interiors to Ruben so that whenever
Yeah,
next
okay, sure,
I
sure.
see you, I can
Okay,
immediately
okay.
speak to you. Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
so
okay,
much.
fine.
Thank you so much. Okay, great, great, Rajesh. Okay, who else? Mohammed Mosin, Payal Jain, Prasid, or Abhijit? Who wants to give their intro? Go ahead and talk. Okay, Payal, you have unmuted. Please tell me. Payal, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes. You want to talk?
Yes, sir. This is Abhijit from Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
It's like near to Bangalore. I'm staying near to Bangalore, like from 100 kilometers far away from Bangalore. I'm a civil engineer and I own a construction firm. Currently, we are doing trunky contracts. So I'm here because to just uh, to get better skills and better knowledge and to design better,
Sure.
just to become better.
Got it, Abhijit. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
who is next? Mohammed Hussain, Payal, Prasid. Who wants to unmute and talk? We have somewhere 9, 8, 8, 7, 8, 7, 7. Can you just rename yourself so that I know who? Prasid, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Prasid Das from Kolkata. I am a civil engineer by occupation, and current now I have my own business, and I have an interior design, decoration, branding, signage, construction. We do all these works. Right now, it's very difficult to sustain in the market. Everybody is telling I have no money to do the work. So, what I'll like to hear from you, sir, how to convert these people to business. That is it.
Sure, sure. We'll understand that. Prasid, thank you so much for joining. And I just loved your energy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, Vishal, Payal, Mohammed, who wants to unmute first? Okay, Payal is unmute. Payal, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Myself, Vishal Kotur. I am
Yeah.
working as a 3D visualizer in Amaya 360 from the past
Okay.
2 years. Now I am getting interested in interior that I want to take it a site and I have to design well.
Great. So we have a lot of aspirants. Great, great. Good to
I
see.
have designed in visualization. I'll do all the walkthroughs and we have designed around 50 plus interior projects and exterior it's around 20.
Nice. Very nice.
That's
Thank you. Welcome, Vishal.
yeah.
Who
Thank you,
is
sir.
next? I think only Payal and Abhijit is left. Can you just go ahead and introduce yourself? Who else have joined? We'll wait for some more people to join. It's just about to be 7. Okay, welcome, Payal.
Hello.
Hi, Payal.
Yeah, hi.
So you are from Mumbai.
Yeah, I'm from Mumbai. Yeah.
Okay, we had personal connect before this. Okay, great, great. Welcome, Payal. Just give us your little background so that everyone knows who you are. Where are you from?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Payal here. I'm a fashion designer and an accessory designer. And for some longer time, I was fascinated with this stall designing, and I just came through this thing. I tried. I thought, let me just try with this interior designing so that I can, because somebody told me just to go for stall designing, you need to know more about interior design.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much, Payal, for sharing that.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Okay. So we have Raktim, Abhijit.
I have introduced myself, sir.
Yeah.
Before.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Abhijit, you introduced. So since your camera is off, probably I forgot that you're already married.
Yeah, like I'm staying outdoor, so I'm preferring to be camera off.
No problem. I understand that. Okay. Raktim Ghosh. Raktim Ghosh. Raktim, you're there? Okay, I think I don't know if the Raktim is able to hear us or not. There's someone with 9DEB7877. Can you hear me? Can you like to introduce yourself? This is 7. Can you start with our session? So before that, if you like to take the
Charge ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ fan.
Okay, Mohammed, we have not taken introduction. Mohammed, go ahead, please. Mohammed Mosin, where are you from? What are you into? And what do you do?
Hi, sir. I am an interior designer. I'm basically from Hyderabad itself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I've perceived my interior designing course from Hamstack recently, and I've been working on a few projects like residential and commercials as well.
Okay.
So and I'm here because just want to um, take the knowledge from you guys and all. To improve my business and skills and all.
Great. Thank you, Mohammed, and welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have one more person in the green T-shirt. Sorry, I don't know your name. If you can just
Yes, hi, so this is Rohit Upadhyay
Rohit
from Mumbai.
Upadhyay. Okay,
Yeah.
Rohit. Okay, great, Rohit. Please go ahead and introduce so that we know where are you from and what are you doing.
So basically, I'm from Mumbai and I'm an electrical engineer, and we do all these electrical wiring works for the.
Okay, so you are the promotion guy. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay. So Rohit, you know what? I'm just going to share some of the fantastic stuff wherein you will be able to build your visibility, and
Okay.
then you can pick up what work you want to do, what work you
Yeah.
don't want to do. So
Yeah.
would you like if you want to be in that position?
Yeah, definitely, sir.
Great, great. Thank you so much. Hang on. And
Yeah.
I'm going to give you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Amira and Jitendra. Who wants to go first? Guys, just go ahead and unmute and talk so that we know who you are, and we'll just start with our session. Yes, Jitendra. Jitendra. Some issue at your end.
Hello.
Jitendra? Okay, till then we'll just go to Raktim Ghosh. Raktim, welcome.
Hello, sir.
Welcome, welcome. Just go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us
I'm Raktim Ghosh. I own a company, interior designing company called Spacious. I'm doing the business over 1.5 years and here for some new learning and skills.
Great, great. Welcome, Raktim. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Jitendra. If you have sorted your audio and video, maybe you can just go ahead and tell me where are you from and what are you doing.
I'm from Delhi, sir, and I'm working as a person.
Okay, fine. So Amira is saying she's in some place wherein she need to be little quiet. So she's just listening. She won't be able to talk right now. Anyways, no problem, Amira. You can just go ahead and introduce us tomorrow to yourself, and no problem. So we are just gonna start, guys. So we have just 3 questions put up today on Slido. Not much. I don't know. Maybe. So my first question to all of you: have you guys seen the today's video? Amira, you can just go ahead and put chat, okay? Since you are not able to unmute and talk. Rest of you, have you seen the video today?
Yes, sir.
So if you guys understood everything, what are the questions? What is that you didn't understand? I know a couple of people asked that, rhythm. I think Raktim asked for a rhythm to
Yeah. I did, sir.
and something of that sort. So Rajesh said that small brief on B2B in the Slido. So before we take onto the Slido, let me understand from you guys on the screen, and then we'll take the Slido.
So there are no major, may I speak, sir?
Okay. Okay, so let me go, since you guys are not able to put some questions ahead, what I'll do is whatever questions I have on a Slido, let me read that and I'll just go ahead and answer that. Okay, so first question Rajesh has asked. Rajesh says a small brief about B2B and B2C. And second question is also from Rajesh, says some more examples of for rhythm in principle would be helpful. Okay, so first I'll take up B2B and B2C, Rajesh. There are 2 types of businesses. One is B2B and B2B. Now, when we are looking at the full form, B2B is business to business and B2C is business to consumers. Now, when it comes to interior designing, if you are doing residential interiors, okay, majorly residential interiors, then residential interior is B2C, business to consumer. So, you as a business serving to a consumer who is the end user, okay, so that is called as B2C, business to consumer. But let's say suppose if you are doing some space, let's say suppose if you are doing a salon, or if you are doing hospital or diagnostic center, or if you are doing school, or if you are doing any other commercial place, some office, right? And when you are doing that place, the payer, the person, the customer is not using, he is using that for his customer ahead, right? So that is called as B2B, business to business. Now, why this B2B and B2C is important? Because when you go ahead and do the interior works, most of the people are doing left and right whatever comes their way. They are not positioning themselves as a first expert whether into B2B or B2C. When it comes to B2B, they are still confused that what kind of B2B to be picked up. Either it is office, restaurant, it is some retail store, is it some diagnostic, polyclinic, dental clinic, hospitals, or maybe some, uh, different kind of apparel stores, or it is kind of a footwear or whatever it is, right? So there are a lot of different segments. So we don't go into the niche and we do left and right. So in that, what happens? You don't develop any specific skill for that particular niche. And then when it comes to B2C, B2C majorly residences. So there also what happens? Most of the people don't figure out onto the niche. They do sometimes 2 BHK, sometimes 3 BHK, sometimes bungalow, sometimes villa, or sometimes something else, right? So in B2B and B2C, first you need to figure out where you want to kind of go ahead and put yourself into, and then what is that niche, so that you become a go-to person, right? The moment, let's say, suppose if you take my example, I have two brands. One is Latitude Pro, one is Design Crew. Design Crew is into B2B, and I have pan-India 40 plus diagnostic center experience. I have done 40 plus diagnostic center pan-India, and I am a go-to person when it comes to healthcare. So I'm into diagnostic center and hospitals. Other commercial projects I generally don't look into, right? So now recently I just got associated to some of the eye hospital and stuff like that. So that is my migration. When it comes to B2C, I have a brand called Latitude Pro who does into residential, right? They have a complete process setup and all that. And I just cater 2 BHK, 3 BHK IT professional. That's it. No more, no other people. So that is my niche. If they are IT professional, it got to be Tushar, right? So that's my niche. So when it comes to B2B and B2C, I think now we are pretty clear about it. Okay. And second, you said that some more examples of rhythm in principle. Okay. Now, rhythm is what, whenever you walk into some place, whenever you walk into the place, you want some particular flow to be managed or maintained. Okay. Now, let's say suppose you go to the restaurant, you when it starts from the kitchen, you don't want any rhythm to follow, wherein your eyes straight away going out of the kitchen door. You need to maintain some rhythm, which is the repetition of elements, wherein it gives a kind of a continuation. It takes you to the flow. That is what is the rhythm. Rhythm is majorly it is a repetition of an element, wherein you see one thing and then your eye fall onto the second, then third and fourth, and then if you remember sometime, if you have gone to some place and your eye doesn't get stuck at one place. You just see it and then say, okay, this is good. And then why do you do that? Why do your eyesight takes a round around? It is only because of that rhythm. It is only because of rhythm. You started from here and then you completely went like that and say, oh, this is good. If you see the monuments and all, it has a fantastic rhythm. It has a fantastic repetition of elements, right? You've been to Charminar, right? So if you go to Charminar, the moment you see one of the minara, you will see completely on the top. Why? It's only because of the element which is rhythm, which is nicely put together. So that is how the rhythm is very much important when you kind of work out the flow, when you kind of make sure that your people should kind of see what you want to see, want them to see. So that is where the rhythm is very important. In the video also you must have seen that there are multiple frames which are like, the frames are used, and in the same ceiling, the frames are used, right? So that is also kind of a rhythm, wherein that entire place is kind of rhythmized with that frame. That is what is the rhythm is. Okay, got it?
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Great. Okay, Pepin Gerald is not on the call, but he says every people on the earth has a particular taste. If someone keeps graffiti concept in interiors, will that fit in rhythm? Okay, so Pepin, it will not fit in rhythm, because graffiti concept in interiors is like they'll be continuously changing or stuff, something like that. If that is what you're saying, graffiti means scribbling or something, if you're asking about, then it will not fit into the rhythm. Okay, so Pepin is not there on the call. Otherwise, I would have asked you to elaborate your question more. Raktim Ghosh has one question, says, please elaborate the principle of rhythm a bit. So Raktim, I just explained the same thing. So I hope you have understood. In case if you have not understood, unmute and tell me so that I explain it again.
So I have understood it on the video, but one thing I want to ask you, if suppose I'm working on a low budget, okay, I'm working with a client with very low budget, and often it happens that the personal area, suppose the guy is an artist. I have recently worked with on a project where the guy is an artist, so he wants a glass house at the top of the roof. So but he doesn't have a good budget because he have spent the 85% on his home, on the rest of the house. So if I want to create that rhythm, the rhythm, if I am going with since I don't have the budget for a highlighter or something like that, or expensive teak wood finish or anything like that, can I create that rhythm when I'm just going with the three side window panels on three side? Will that create a rhythm?
So my first question is, why do you want to create create rhythm then?
Because the when someone is coming to see his art and figurines like that, then someone is coming there to visit, then he's an outsider. The principles you just mentioned in the video, I should be implementing that on there also now, because that's not it is a personal space, but visitors will come there to visit. So I need to create a rhythm to just get that contrasting and that eye rolling effect you just said.
Ritin, if you want to create that kind of contrast, the contrast is emphasized. You need to emphasize on a particular stuff. But when it comes to rhythm, rhythm is a different kind of a game altogether. Okay, rhythm is something wherein you are making such design wherein you are taking the eye from one end to another. That is where the rhythm comes into the picture. Maybe some horizontal lines. By creating some horizontal lines, also your kind of continuation is happening. So first you need to understand that why you want to put that rhythm into that space. If it is a small project or something, anyways, there is no much option where your eyes are going to bounce here and there. So why you want to do rhythm, that is very important, and not necessarily all principles and elements to be used all the time in interiors. The very basic elements that everyone uses is the balance. In that, very simple is symmetric and asymmetric. Then second is colors. Then emphasize by putting some texture paint or some pattern or something of that sort. Okay. And scale is definitely, without scale your entire interior is going to look bad. So rhythm is something wherein you design a place with that kind of a theme, and then you design around the rhythm. It makes sense. But if you just want to put that as a principle, I don't think it is a good idea to go ahead and forcefully put something into rhythm. That is not required. Even if you put just one line around, okay, which is all around, going all around, or maybe if you on the one wall which is like you can just put a horizontal line or something of that sort, or maybe in complete, let's say suppose if you have a very big wall and if you put multiple photographs, okay, at a 2 feet 3 feet distance, you have a 20 feet wall and you put a complete long series of photographs and you are highlighting that with a light. So anyone who comes into the space and sees that one photograph, their eye is going to go continue there, and then probably there you are putting a door which says entry to the restaurant or whatever. You understood how we need to use the rhythm. Now you have a big space and then you want people to go particularly at that end, right? Then you need to create some element, element on the wall by using the principal rhythm, wherein your eye is just going to that particular place wherein you want that thing people to notice. So that is where the rhythm is useful. If it is a small residence and all, just don't bother too much about the rhythm. Just make sure that you work on the balances well, work on the proportion well, okay. And very important is the colors. If you use colors well and your balance and proportion, you're sorted. And some of the wall, definitely you can just go ahead and use the emphasize. Now, if you see behind me, there are two windows here, right? So what is it? What is happening? These windows I've used my entire cabin is a black and white, and little bit a color is used behind, which is like light brown, okay, which is a sand kind of a color. But these two blinds is adding color into my cabin. On top of that, it is a horizontal lines which I have used. What is happening, whenever someone is walking into the cabin, my cabin looks wider because the table is wider, the blinds are horizontal, so it looks wider. Another principle, if you observe, it is a symmetric. So I have two windows, right? So one window here, one window here. So it is a symmetry. In center, I'm sitting. So that is how the entire elements are used. But here I don't have anything which is kind of a rhythm. But rhythm in terms of color, I do have. My table is black. You can see this color is black. There's something which is happening behind, which is black. My chairs are black, right? So the moment someone comes in, it starts black from here to here, but the base has become white, wherein it gets kind of vanished, and it is not much visible. So that is the illusion that kind of. Got it?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Try it out. Something. If you are using some software to design and all, just try it out and see that how it is happening. If you in the software only, if you feel that it is like taking your eye around, you're sorted. Okay. Who else? Now there is no more question on the Slido, so you can just go ahead and unmute and ask me live questions. Guys, who else? I mean, just go ahead and ask me. Mohammed, you have some question. Jitendra, if you don't have a question related to today's video wherein you have understood the principle and element, ask me something else. I'll open up and just go ahead and answer you guys. If you have some real-time issues in your business or something, let's talk that then. If not, the principle and elements which you have kind of already understood.
So as for today's topics, there is no question. Yeah, it's everything clear.
Okay.
So can you just guide us some, few practical things, which could be helpful in reaching customers, clients, getting new business and all?
Okay.
Yeah, anything practical if you would like to share.
You mean to say you want to understand something on the getting a new customers?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That is going to be the marketing part of it, Mohammed. Tomorrow, anyways, the video which will talk about marketing and visibility. So I would like to open up tomorrow, because then if I answer right now, tomorrow you'll not probably have that much of fun. So marketing, will keep it for tomorrow. I'll just give you a little background. Tomorrow is marketing. Day after we are just then Wednesday, right? Wednesday you'll be exposed to some of the fantastic tools wherein you'll understand that how you can very quickly design. Your rendering will be faster, and there are some of the tools which you can use and make your quotation also very faster. Then on the Thursday, we are going to talk about the sales, that how you can approach, what is your processes, and how you can close more clients. So that is what we are going to talk about on the Thursday. And Friday, we have a live call. This is also live call, but this is more of a question answer session. Friday, I'm just going to teach you some of the stuff. Okay, so it is going to be live teaching. Right now, what is happening? You are watching the recorded videos, and then I am just sorting the questions in the evening. Friday there will be no videos in the morning, and evening 6 p.m. will be meeting. Every day we are meeting at 7. Friday we'll be meeting at 6. Okay, then I'm just going to go ahead and give you some of the golden nuggets, which is live. Okay, so this is the process, guys, for as far as this 5-day WhatsApp class is concerned. So for marketing moment, hold on till tomorrow. You are just going to have something amazing. Yes, please.
Is rhythm element necessary to be focused or to be taken care if you are designing a residential house as well?
Not necessarily rhythm has to be followed. It all depends on the requirement of the space and your client. If your client has a particular requirement of that sort, or if the place is seeking for that particular kind of a requirement, then you can just go ahead and design something which is kind of falling into a rhythm principle. Otherwise, it is not necessarily required.
Like what I've already understood, like so far, I'm not sure. I'm just asking if I'm on the right track. Rhythm is more like for the art gallery, like apparels or restaurants.
Perfect. Perfect.
Correct, right?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect, Payal. Yes. Abhijit, you have raised the hand. You have any question?
Yes, sir. I have a doubt regarding economics of computation, something like that, like a wardrobe or a kitchen things. Is there any standards in like these ergonomics based on people's height, or how does this ergonomics works?
Ergonomics, you are asking about, right?
Yes, sir. Ergonomics.
So you know what? If you know, right? The people make rockets and stuff. Okay, in DRDO. So if you want to make rockets, you need to learn physics. If you want to become interior designer, you need to know ergonomics. That powerful is the ergonomics.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
if
sir.
you want me to elaborate a little bit
Yeah.
about ergonomics, I'll tell you that human body has a particular dimensions, right? So in India,
Yes, sir.
average human male height is somewhere around 5 feet 8 inches to 5 feet 10 inches. There are definitely some people who are 6 feet and all, and some people are 5 feet 5 inches, but average is somewhere around 5 feet 8 inches to 5 feet 10 inches.
Okay.
So all the furnitures which are in India, which are made for Indian males, are generally designed based on that. Now female sizes are from 5 feet 2 inches to 5 feet 6 inches average. There are some females who are 5 feet 8 inches, 10 inches, 6 feet. But average, that is the size. So based on the kitchen platform and all that is designed based on that. So anything which is related to the human body dimensions with respect to interiors is known as ergonomics. So your chair height is 17 inches, 18 inches, right? That is because, you know, from the knee to ankle, the length of the leg is somewhere around 20 inches. So when you go ahead and put something which is 18 inches, it is comfortable for you to sit. Okay? That is how the ergonomics is designed. Your bed got to be somewhere around 16 inches, 17 inches, so that you comfortably get up and sit. If you make a lower bed, then it is difficult for people to get up. If you make a higher bed, then it is difficult for people to get on. Okay, there are beds which are higher and all that. In the hotels and all, we use it, but that is, I mean, different kind of a concept altogether. But something which is standard, that is.
So what is?
Yeah.
Sir, what about this? You're sitting on a commercial table or some computer table, and what is the height of the tabletop?
So tabletop of a computer or any working place for that matter is 750 mm or 30 inches in inches. Okay, if it is in centimeter, 75 centimeter, mm 750 or inches.
Mm. We design in mm.
Correct. And if you have any cabinet above the study table, it got to be 600 mm above your tabletop, which is 2 feet, right? The height of the cabinet should not be more than 2 feet. Again,
yes.
Not reach then.
Yeah, we cannot reach it. Okay. Sir, what about this? Kitchen top will be around 31 inch in all my projects.
Yes. So
like finishing.
Kitchen top actually is made up of a multiple segments.
Yeah. We use
100.
Yes, sir. We use this one quartz as a tabletop material, quartz. So from that, all in my projects, like we will be constructing the building and we will be taking this. As of now, we're doing it will be 11.
Abhijit, I am not able to hear you very well. You can either just make sure you're in a good network, or maybe you can put it on the chat box. But kitchen top, we are talking about something like a quartz and all. So quartz.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Sir, what am I saying is like I'm into trunky contract as I'm a civil engineer. All my projects are like floor to floor heights are 11 feet height. So what we do is 31 inch will be the tabletop with the finish with the material whatever we use, like stone or quartz or something, anything. So after that we are giving some 28 inches for the 28 inches gap for this one. And next wall units, and it will be the finishing will be 7 feet. 7 feet or 7 feet 3 inches. It will be finishing totally under the loft.
You are making it little higher, Abhijit. Standard, if you see,
Okay.
so standard is 840 mm. Okay.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
like, now you are making it lower. You said 31 inches, which is like
Yes.
750 plus 750, 775 mm, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Around.
25, 25, 50 plus another 15. So 65 mm, what you are reducing it by height, the kitchen
Yes,
plan.
sir.
I'll
Yes,
tell
sir.
you why. I'll tell you why. Why 840 mm? 100
Okay.
mm is the skirting. Because if you're going for a modular kitchen or any kitchen, 100 mm is your skirting. You get a PVC legs, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The
We
PVC
are using this plinth.
Yes, and the PVC skirting is also 100 mm. You get 100
Yes,
mm
sir.
and 150 mm, two sizes is what you get. On top of that,
Okay.
you have a carcass which is 700 mm. Now I'll
Okay.
take 700 mm because top 18 mm, bottom 18 mm, 20 mm, 40 mm is straight away gone. So you are left
Okay.
with 660 mm. Correct?
Yes.
Now
Yes,
in
sir. Yes, sir.
660 mm, you can have your CCT, which is cup and saucer, cutlery, and thali. If you reduce, if you increase, your drawer size changes, right? Go for a basket, then standard sizes of basket will fit in this. Okay, this is what about the carpet. So 100 plus 700, 800 mm. On top of
Okay.
that, 18 mm plywood and 18 mm stone. So another 40 mm. That makes total of 840 mm. From the
Okay.
countertop, again the cabinet height should be 600 mm, which is 24 inches, not 21 inches. Because if you lower it, what happens? It sometimes it may hit the head. Okay, so you are reducing by 3 inches. Make sure if you are following anthropometrics, make it 600 mm. And the height
Okay.
of the cabinet also should be 600 mm. That adds up to 1920, not 2100, because then it is you're like kind of 6 inches more. You're making it taller. Wherein Indian lady standard whatever their heights are, average heights, they won't be able to reach to the top shelf.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
work on
Sir,
that.
sir, if you could please share these economics around every furniture corner, so that it will be helpful for us.
Sure. I'll sketch it and put it into the group, Abhijit, for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So we have a couple of more people joining. Malat and someone else has also joined. Lakshmi has joined. Some custom furnished B7. So I don't know if you put your company name, probably I won't be able to know your name. So you can unmute and talk otherwise. Yeah. So next question, guys. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir. No, as the color is the main last element which breaks or makes the scene.
Sorry.
Can you please color in the principles in the element section? The color element is final element which breaks or makes the output of the design. Can you please brief any tips on selection of the colors?
Selection of colors, you are saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Selection of color, you know what? You should not go ahead and select the colors. For a simple reason, if you are into residential interiors, then every customer has its own taste. You may like something, customer may not like something, right? So just ask them to go ahead and pick up whatever color. Use your intelligence and creativity to put that color in a such a way wherein it doesn't look bad, right? I have customers who have picked up something like a very different brown, very different kind of a the mainly that comes, right? So that kind of a brownish green, which I don't like. Okay, but we have done that wardrobe and it looks fantastic. Then a very ink blue wardrobe we have done entire black kitchen, which looks amazing, and I love black. I mean, you guys by now understood that. I must have understood that I love black, right? So we have done complete black kitchen. Okay, complete black kitchen. After this call, I'll just go ahead and put that photograph in the group. Just have a look at it. And then we have done something which is a complete blue kitchen and complete pink living room. Possible, right? And even lilac bedroom and all that. So just go ahead and let your customer pick up the colors. Use your creativity to tone it down in case if it is too bright. or maybe you can make it brighter in case if it is too dull color. So that is where the challenge is. Don't go ahead and select some colors, let them select and then go. Okay, that's how I do it. Okay, yeah. Rohit has some question, I guess. Yes, Rohit.
Yes, sir. With regard to interior designing, how does lighting, play a part, and how you go with the selection of lighting for a particular, suppose, say, a site? How do you choose
Okay.
that?
Okay, Rohit, you know what? You have picked up something which is like very close to my heart. I'm a lighting designer, by the way.
Okay.
Along with interiors and architecture, I have done lighting designing from Philips, Germany. So lighting plays like you call it like, your body won't work with the brain. Right? So lighting won't work with interiors will not work without lighting, because
Yeah,
lighting is something which creates the kind of depth into interiors, right?
exactly.
So there are multiple types of lighting, first of all, and then there are three types of colors. So you have white color, which is generally known as a 6500 Kelvin. Some people call it
Exactly.
as a daylight or a cool white. Okay.
Exactly.
Then you have 4500. Some people still call it as a natural white or a daylight. Okay, which is like not yellow, not white. Then you have a 2800 or 3000 Kelvin, which is a yellow light. So majorly it is used in jewelry shops and all to make the gold look more yellow. So these are three types of shades. When
Yeah.
it comes to lighting, then there is a general lighting, there is a accent lighting, there is a task lighting, there is there's wall washers, there are pinballs, there are shooters, and all those stuff. So lighting is a very deep subject. If you really want to learn, probably I can teach you.
Yes.
But even what kind of wattage you are putting where is very important. Whenever you are putting light, even if you are putting some light which is falling on the wall,
Okay.
there should not be spot which is burning the light, because some people put some spots which actually burns the light.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, not burns the wall.
Burns the spot. Burns the
Okay.
spot.
You'll see it is so intense light falling on there,
Yeah.
right? So that is where there is a specific calculation of what is the wattage and how much away it should be from the wall. And when you're putting the light, there is some calculation called as x, 2x, 2x, x, or 2x, 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 x. Okay, so there is a calculation while you're positioning the light. Let's say suppose if it is a 20 feet wall, and on that 20 feet wall, if you want to
Okay.
go ahead and put some 6 lights, how are you going
Okay.
to are you going to make it equal? Then no. If you make it equal, then what happens? The first light that you have put is too away from the edge, and the last light is also too away from the edge. So simple
Okay.
calculation is, let's say suppose any place wherein you want to go ahead and put 6 lights in a series, then you just need to double it by 2. Okay, multiply it by 2, make it 12, and divide and make the 12 sections. Go ahead and put first light on a first section, leave the second, put it on the third, leave the fourth, put it on a fifth. Like that, you just go ahead. Okay. When I'm explaining, it will be too confusing. If you want, I'll just make a small video or a sketch.
Yes. Yes.
Then,
Yes, sir. That would be great. That would be
yes,
great.
because because lighting is a deeper thing. So
Yes.
you can also, and you're like, what did he say? Okay. So it is very,
Exactly. Exactly. So one more thing I would like to ask is that, like, suppose I am mostly into electrical. Okay, I
right.
don't have any great knowledge about the furnitures or the color, the walls, and other part, whatever. But I want to, position myself as such that I want to gain knowledge regarding all these things and become a, a person who can, who has knowledge about all this, and you do projects accordingly. So what would you suggest, and how?
Okay, so I'll tell you one thing. Take
Yeah.
out one day in a week. Okay,
Okay.
whatever day that you feel that is perfect for you, apart from
Mm-hmm.
weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Don't touch Saturday and Sunday. From Monday to Thursday, Monday to Friday,
Friday.
take any of the day. Let's say suppose Wednesday. You think that okay, collectively Wednesday I'm free. Now that Wednesday, you should not take up anything. Don't go to client's place. Don't go to customers. Don't go to site. Nothing. On that day, what you should do is you should go into the market.
Okay.
Pick up one day wood, second day glass, next Wednesday glass, then you pick up metal, then you pick up fabric, then you pick up something else, then you pick up colors, right? Then you pick up hardware. Like that, you do it continuously for 3 months at least, right? So in 1 week, month you have 4 Wednesdays. Like that, in 3 months you have 12 Wednesdays. 12 Wednesdays. This
Okay.
12 Wednesdays, dedicatedly, just go ahead and look what is there in the market.
Okay.
Once you see it in detail, and just make a note, take a picture, whatever that you want to do it. Okay, come
Okay.
back home, put it in your computer, and just get that knowledge into your head. Okay, so once you
Okay.
do that completely for 3 months, you know all the knowledges more than someone who is actually practicing and downloading stuff from the Pinterest and just copying it and left and right and doing it by whatever material they know. Because there is
Okay.
a lot of material which keeps coming into the market. Okay.
Okay.
So, and I would one more on top of that, I would suggest that out of entire 12 Wednesdays, just go ahead and do for rest of the thing for 10 weeks, 10 Wednesdays. 2 Wednesdays you keep it for hardware. One
Okay.
is the hardware which is for the fixing and all that, right? So there are different type of fixed hinges. You get 0 crank, 8 crank hinges, right? Who is the
Okay.
contractor here? Someone was a contractor. I think Abhijit is the contractor. Abhijit, you're a turnkey guy, right?
Absolutely, I'm drunky.
Can
I
you
do
what is the
turnkey
difference
contracts.
between yes, Prasid is also into turnkey, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
Okay, can you tell me what is the difference between 0 crank and 8 crank hinges?
Yes, sir.
And 0
Zero is
degree
like
is used.
is like overlay, and 8 is half overlay.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So
Absolutely.
this kind of thing, the people who are actually on site will know that what is half overlay, the full overlay.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So Rohit, this kind of stuff, which you will understand when you go ahead and understand the hardware. So keep
Okay.
2 Wednesdays for hardware. Rest 10 Wednesdays, you keep it for other stuff.
Other stuff.
When you know the hardware, you know the fixing. And when you
Okay.
know the fixing, you can do the designing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So don't design and think that how do I fix it? How do I go for installation and all that?
There are numerous number of channels also.
Sorry?
There are numerous number of channels also.
I don't know. You're saying something I'm not able to understand. So that is how you can just go ahead and do it, right? So you'll know the complete interior knowledge.
Numbers of channel are there, he's saying.
You said
Channels. He's talking about some channels.
Yeah,
channel.
I'm talking about channels.
Okay, so channels are also there are different channels. Yeah, there are telescopic channels which are soft close, non-soft close. Then you have a quadro channel. Then you
Yes,
have
right.
yeah. So quadro channel is beautiful. It takes more weight. Sides you don't see stuff. In the construction of
That's
drawer is also different. Where you go for a telescopic channel, your drawer got to be at least 1 inch smaller. If it is a quadro, you just need a 6 mm. Right?
Absolutely.
So these kind of thing. So I mean, majorly in kitchen people use quadro, but if you are using some big drawers in the wardrobe, which is at the bottom, right? So customer wants this thing where in the bottom there is a drawer and then you have a complete wardrobe on top of that. There you cannot just go ahead and use regular channel, which is a telescope. You need to use quadro because it takes that much of load. If you use regular channel, then it will kind of lose its balance and stuff like that. There's a difference in price also from the channel, from the telescopic and the quadro. So that is how you can just go ahead and put in your quote. So a lot of things, but if you have interest, just take out 1 day in a week, go ahead and explore. And I'm sure that after 3 months, you will say that, okay, now I know everything. Not everything, but a lot of things. And then, you can just continue, keep doing that if you love that. Now, I used to do that in my initial days. Now, what happens? Anything that comes new, I get information. People come into my office and they show that this is what new stuff and all that. So I have that leverage now. I have that comfort now of not going to market. Otherwise, when I started, no one used to know me. No one used to come to my office. So I used to go and do that. Now they come to me, right? So I get things on WhatsApp. They take my appointment. They come over and all that stuff. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Great. Yes, ma'am. Please tell me.
Actually, I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but so a small thing I wanted to ask that in Mumbai also I face this a lot of problems that there is a lot of moisture on the walls all the time. So the clients are asking for permanent solution for this, and sometimes they don't want to change the flooring and they don't want to and they don't want to put tiles which looks ugly. Obviously, I am also not into that. So those kind of things. So what can we do to beautify and it's not like only one wall, like 3 walls in a at a place there is this problem. So what is a permanent solution for that, and how to make it look good at the same time?
So you're saying the moisture issue. If I have not understood, just go ahead and correct me. So you're saying the walls are getting moist and they don't want to go ahead and put tiles, but they want something to look decorative, since there are multiple walls needs to be treated, so that I mean, even if you cannot just go ahead and put wallpaper also, because it's like all the walls, right?
Yeah.
Right. So then the very first thing is, if it is a moisture or it is a seepage, that you need to tell me. Is it a seepage happening, or because I am also from Mumbai, I am born and brought up in Mumbai. I just moved Hyderabad in 2010.
Yeah.
But all my, till 28 years I was in Mumbai, I was at Andheri East. I used to stay. I passed out from LS Raja Bandra. And
same college.
Oh, fantastic. Great.
Yeah. But 2010 I passed out.
Oh, nice. Great. Is it a seepage? Or
seepage. Mainly, some walls are like full of seepage, where there's some kitchen on the other side of some other house.
Okay.
Sorry. So there is a kitchen on the other side of somebody, or there is sometimes from the floor, like the builder, it's a new building. So from the floor itself, it rises up, and it's half of the wall is being maybe not in the starting, but they can see that after 2-3 years or something, and then when they're changing their interiors or they're just doing a few things. So something like that. I mean,
so it is majorly a seepage issue, right?
Yeah.
So just go ahead and call Dr. Fixit, okay? They have amazing solutions for this kind of issues. They are very successful in Calcutta and Mumbai, and there are some of other coastal areas in Andhra also. In Vijayawada, sorry, not Vijayawada, Vizag. So they have a specific solution for, I don't remember whether it is Dr. Fixit 301 or something of that sort. So what they do is, they completely scrap off the plaster first. And then in the new plaster, they go ahead and put that additive and then they plaster it. Okay. Once they take out the plaster, they know what is inside. And inside, if it is still something which is weird and scary, then they'll have to put something additional stuff, and then they go ahead and do it. And once you do that, you can just go ahead and do putty and paint, and it stays there. Okay. But that chemical takes some time to dry. It takes from 24 to 48 hours to dry. After that, you can just go ahead and put the treatment on it. So make sure that you go ahead and speak to the Dr. Fixit guys. And I had those issues in some of the sites earlier, wherein I just contacted them. Their technicians came to my office. They explained me everything. And then since it was not a repetitive kind of stuff, so I said, I don't want to kind of completely understand and mug up your chemicals. So just go to the site and understand. If you can give me solutions, go ahead. And I think it is now almost 6-7 years, but I don't think customer has come back and said that still the seepage is coming out. Yeah. And if it is the moisture, if you're talking about, like we did one project in Lonavala. Okay. So Lonavala, in the like in the rainy season, it's like continuously it drizzles. It rains and drizzles, drizzles. The rain doesn't stop. Right? So in that case, what happens? The villa used to become very moist. The wall used to become moist. And since the customer used to just travel in some of the time on weekends or sometime in vacations and all that, wall used to get spoiled.
Yeah.
What we did is, we just went ahead and did the complete bison panel walls. I mean partition paneling. Okay, and we have just went ahead and sprayed the plain clear PU. So seepage happened. Before that, we did waterproofing treatment definitely, so that if the water is coming from outside, and then it goes out. But here, what was happening, because of the weather was moist, there was some accumulation used to happen on the surface. And when it used to dry, you touch it, it becomes powdery and all. So we went ahead and used the bison panel. We did the bison paneling, and on top of that, we used the paint. Because client had a budget and he wanted a solution, so we did that. We made a nice pattern and all. One room we just made went ahead and did some triangular 3D pattern, and somewhere we just made Mondrian pattern and all that. But we did that. So wherever the external walls were there, we did that, and it worked for us.
Thank you.
Who is next? Yes, Ruben.
In interior designing, main thing is colors, right?
No, the main thing is layout, Ruben.
Okay, no, okay, that's okay. How to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Colors plays a major role, right? So whoever sees,
you can say that. Yes.
Okay. So you want to spend some time.
You can make space look happy. You can make space sad. You can make space look warm. You can make space happy. So color definitely plays a major role when it comes to the interior. But to begin with, the first is layout. I mean, if your layout is perfect, it is more utility-wise better delivered. Then yes, definitely colors. So color kind of a theme, or color gives you kind of an output that you desire to give to your customer, or maybe your customer wanting to have. Yeah.
So you want to spend some time with color theories. You want to study some color theories.
Color theory.
Yeah.
Color theory is amazing stuff, Ruben. You know what? Color theory now a lot of people nowadays is using as a marketing tool. Now, if you understand, since tomorrow is the marketing stuff, but still you have talked about the color theory, I'll just talk about it a little bit. Now, let's say suppose you know the color theory. Okay, what is color theory and what is the impact of colors on humans? If you learn that and you go ahead and project yourself, that Ruben is Pyro Interiors, right? So Ruben from Pyro Interiors is expert in color theory and or color solutions. And when you get interiors done from a Pyro Interiors, we use such a color which affects on your health, wealth, and relationship. Now you tell me which human in the world doesn't want health, wealth, and relationship. And if you say that, you know, our interiors, we use colors based on your date of birth or whatever, which impacts your health, wealth, and relationship, people will say, okay, anyways, I'm going to do the interiors. Why not to go to Ruben and get it done? Because he's kind of giving a solution. There is, you know, his interior colors are kind of impacting health, wealth, and relationship. So color therapy, a lot of people are using for a marketing, and they are successful also. Yeah. So that is one way of looking at a color therapy. Second is color therapy is related to Vastu. Right? Colors are related to Vastu. That if it is a east wall, and in the southwest room, east wall got to be a purple or a lilac. If it is a northeast room, then east wall got to be green. If it is a northwest room, then your east wall got to be gray. So these are the you know, kind of templates that color therapy when it comes to Vastu gives you. You can use that so that, you know, you are pretty clear, and based on what kind of things you want to select, you just tell customer, I have selected lilac because I know that based on the color therapy, this is what I need to put on this one. So that is how it helps also. Yes.
And for commercial, we can suggest customers.
Sorry?
Also. For commercial. For commercial, we can suggest customers graffiti works.
Suggest customer what?
Graffiti works.
I didn't understand.
Just these kind of stuff.
Okay. That's something nice.
So
graffiti walls.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can go ahead and suggest that. I love that. I mean, can you just send me that photograph? How do you do that? You get the painting done, hand painting?
Yeah, it's a spray can.
Or it's a vinyl?
Sorry?
It's a vinyl or hand painting?
No, it's hand painting with spray can.
Okay, nice. But nowadays, you know, we don't get much of the artists who can do that kind of a stuff. Very nice.
Sorry, can you show again if you don't mind? I'm really sorry.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Loving that. So you should go ahead and use that in the interiors. Your interior looks something interesting. Everywhere black and all that. I love black.
So this one is graffiti.
Graffiti. Okay.
And
Now
yeah,
I
graffiti.
graffiti. Yes.
Okay. And ceiling we used some kind of knits.
Nice.
That's great. That's great.
This is my own studio, data studio.
Cool.
That's really fantastic.
Love that, Ruben. Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is really very good.
Man. You really
Fantastic, fantastic.
Great. Nice. Good to have you on board, Ruben. Loved it. Okay. What else?
After the section, can you please share the photos of the office?
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead and share the photographs. I'll open the group anyways after the call. Please share the photographs. Okay.
Sure.
Great.
So what studio is that?
Tattoo studio.
Sorry?
Tattoo studio.
Tattoo.
Tattoos. Yeah.
Tattoos. Oh, fine. So I have a question. Where do we get those spray cans?
I'm from Chennai. Okay. So nearby we are getting spray cans.
Sir, you are from Hyderabad, right?
Chennai, Tamil Nadu.
Fine.
You do one thing. Get onto the Asian Paint website. You'll see the number of DIY paint. Just search for DIY Asian Paint. In the Google, put DIY Asian Paints. You'll find a complete range of spray cans. Just go ahead and pick it.
These kind of spray cans will not available in Asian Paints. We have some companies, some companies like Flame and Molotov. These kind of companies are offering, especially for hot work.
Okay. Nice studio, anyways.
Thank you.
So one second, I'll just show you guys. Can you see this? Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is Asian Paints. Okay. So you can just go ahead and put DIY Asian Paint sprays, and you'll get all these things. So these are all bus green and all that. You can just go ahead and explore whatever you want, gray, white. You can just go ahead and put this black finish, clear, whatever, right? Just search for it and buy it. It's for 220 rupees and all that. You can buy it online, or even you can ask them that where to buy. Maybe some Asian Paint shop you can just go ahead and. Or maybe Ruben can tell us if he has any other brand where to pick up. Maybe we can...
Flame.
Okay.
Yeah, Flame.
Flame.
And Molotov. So they have almost 1,150 shades over there.
Oh, nice. Flame spray.
Be a local brand also, no? Or is it an universal?
On Amazon.
It's available.
Okay. Great. Okay. What else, guys? More questions?
Sir, I have a question.
Amira has asked something. One second. I just missed on the chat. 1 second. I have ongoing projects where we plan to extend the kitchen towards the servant rooms. What's the maximum size I can keep the servant room? 5 by 6. Okay, so Amira, you know what? It depends on you how much space you want to give for servant, and whether they are just going to sit and eat there, or they are going to sleep also. So if they are going to sleep, single bed, yes. So at least single bed you need to give 6 feet. Okay, give some value to servants because they work whole day. At least they should be able to sleep well. So give 6 feet bed. Okay, and what else you want to put inside the servant room? Maybe a bed, wardrobe is going to come, or maybe you have some other space where they sit and eat or something of that sort. Depends on what your customer is putting across. You just need to go ahead and keep that size for the servant room. Okay. But I always feel that need to give some value to servants because they support so much their owner, so that they do it well. So give some good space. I always have that soft corner. No servants in the room. Okay. Then why you want to give bed, Amira? Achha, you were saying 5 by 6.5 room. Okay. So what is going to be the purpose if the just single bed for some time drivers wants to rest? That is okay. If it is a makeshift arrangement kind of a thing and then it's a pit stop sort of a stuff wherein they come and sleep for a few hours or something, then it's okay. You can just give a small room, like a change room, 6 by 6 or 6 by 5. That is absolutely okay. But if someone is staying, just give a comfortable space. Otherwise, it's absolutely okay. 4 by 6 will be too small. Don't make it 4 by 6. At least go by 5.5 by 6 or 5 by 6. 4 by 6 is like too small, because if you make it 4 by, your bed is also bed only going to be at least 2 feet 9 inches, right? So if you make it 4 feet, hardly any space left out after the bed, right? So if your bed is, let's say, 2 feet 9 inches, and if you have a 5 feet space, there is some space to walk around, or at least go and kind of go and sleep that way. Yeah, great. Okay. So who else? New question.
Sir.
Yes, Vishal, go ahead, please.
Yeah, sir. I'm in the visualizing field that I am doing from the past 3 years. That I am very much interested in that, but I want to do in site also, because when I do the render in interior, the qualities and elementary texture, I look very well. I have to do it in the site, and how to learn what the material way to buy and how the site work is going on, from way to start and way to end the site work properly. How I should learn. I have to work for the site for 1 or 2 years to get an experience. What you suggest for them?
Vishal, to learn anything, it is very important that you push yourself into the exposure. As I same thing I told Rohit also, that continuously for 3 months he'll have to go ahead and expose himself to the materials, because he wants to know the material.
Yeah.
Now, when you want to know how the entire interior happens, first of all, definitely you also have to go ahead and expose yourself to the material and hardware. Once you understand that, then you need to learn more about the like the anthropometric. Who said? Someone talked about the anthropometrics. Right? So the anthropometrics, the colors, what materials for the fall ceiling, how the designs are made, some of the software skill that you need to acquire, all that thing. So anyways, when we are on the day 3, you will know that how you can quickly start designing space, apart from you are just going ahead and taking material knowledge and all that. Day 3 you'll understand more about it, that how quickly you can just go ahead and do it, right? Your projects. And then end of the day, what happens? You will be able to design it well. You will be able to maybe quote it well, but the entire execution is not that simple. For that, sometime till you don't become that expert, you'll have to go ahead and partner with someone who is already executing it, right? So initially work on the revenue sharing model. Don't think that if I partner or something I'll earn less, because make sure that you don't make any mistakes wherein the huge money is involved when in the execution and stuff like that. So go ahead and partner with someone who can help you execute. Do it on a revenue sharing, so that you are earning also, you are doing it also. And once you learn everything and you think that okay, now I want to start on my own, that is okay. But if you kind of gel well with that person whom you are doing with, you can continue the partnership as well. It's up to you, absolutely up to you. Yeah. That is how you need to start with. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, great. So it is as simple as that. Like if you want to go from place A to B, and if you don't have a car and you don't know to drive, hire a cab. Yeah. Okay. Once you hire a cab, you still reach from A to B. And on the drive you can ask driver to drive and all that. Once you reach at B, and from B to C when you want to go, just go ahead and buy car and drive from B to C. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
That sounds good, sir. Yeah. Great.
See, it is whenever my team is there, we have a funda in the office. We have something called as they first follow me. Okay, whatever. Let's say it is very much implied in the sales. So whenever someone whom I'm trying to become a sales guy for me, he'll first have to follow me. He will not talk. He'll just observe me that how I'm selling in the to the customer. Then he'll observe me for 1 month. After 1 month, we'll do it together. So some of the pitch he'll do, some of the pitch I'll do. Okay. Then in the 3rd month, he'll only do the pitching. I'll just observe it. And once he is doing it better, then I'll say, okay, now you can just go ahead and do it yourself. That is called as first I do, you watch. Then we do together. Then you do, I watch. And then you are on your own. Right? So that is how it is.
Thank you, sir. And one more thing, sir, many of the clients took our services and they don't even pay us in many situations. They took our designs and all. No, we are not satisfied with
that. Will talk on day 4. So day 4 is going to be a lot on the processes.
I'm in the designing field from past years now. I have many of the clients and architects come to me and I need a render for this 2 BHK flat villas and etc. They took our services and all that.
See, I'll tell you one thing, Vishal. If let's say suppose you have a salon, okay, and I come to your place and I say that Vishal, I want to get the haircut done, okay.
Yeah.
Now you do the haircut completely, and then I go out and say, now I don't want to pay you. Can you grow my hair back? No, right?
No.
So you need to have a process wherein you say, okay, first pay, then I'll cut your hair.
Okay.
Right? So there it is called as processes in the business, wherein you set some processes and make sure that people are abided by that processes, so that this kind of thing doesn't happen, wherein you do work and you don't get paid. That anyways we'll talk on day 4. You are just going to love that.
Yeah, in the initial situation, in initial way we are taking freelancing or like that, we took that, yeah, we are getting project. We don't think about the money. Money will get, but we'll think about we'll getting a project, we'll done it good. In that kind.
That is all hypothetical for me, because if I do good job and then I'll get more customers, reviews and things like that, and nothing like that. No one will come to me and say, Tushar, you are doing such a good job. You're not asking money. So this month, what, electricity bill will not come. Or maybe, your wife is not going to ask for a grocery. Or, you're not going to have a rental or for your office. Or the staff is not going to ask salary. It doesn't happen, right? Everyone has bills to pay. Everyone has their overheads to take care of. So why not to design something wherein you know what is your break even and you ask for it. So don't just get into that mindset that, okay, money is okay, money will come, let me do it first, good job and all that. No, if you are good at it, ask for money. If you doubt yourself, then say, okay, first I'll work and then pay.
I understand that how we expect something free from someone. Yeah.
That
how we have to talk with client and architects, how the mindset and marketing skills.
Let the day 4 come, Vishal. Your mindset will also change and you will be able to change their mindset also. I'm very sure about it. There are a lot of people in the past, in the 5-day WhatsApp class, they have got that bulb on moment for them, wherein they understood that how to take that money out of the customers. Because most of the time people are saying that, my money is stuck, people don't pay it, the last 10% is like they are always stuck and all that. It is always stuck because we don't ask. We don't know how to ask, right?
Okay.
I'll show you some of the chats wherein customer says, when can I come and close? I have that smooth closure processes. So learn those processes. Let day 4 come. You're just going to love it. You're going to love
in some cases also in once your project they tell that this is a tax problem, will pay some less or more. I have listened
so
this many more.
You have to leave, you can leave, no problem. Yes, Vishal, some tax problem they are saying. Tax problem we
it's
can't
about,
help.
it's about once a year, that how we can manage that client.
Absolutely. Forget about once a year, 1 lakh also we can't help about, because you need to be very ethical in your business. You need to comply by the laws. Yeah. Otherwise, you cannot do the business. So tax, yes, the customer will have to pay the tax, and we have to pay the tax to the government. So there is no where we we can just go ahead and
in interiors. Okay, in commercial project they sit and talk about we not able to pay the tax and all that. We have to manage in that. I don't give the bill and payment. We look after that, like that situation.
Okay, let day 4 come. You'll understand that.
Okay. Thanks.
Great, guys. So we'll just go ahead and end this session. Prasid says something. Extremely sorry to interview that I have appreciated your meeting. Fantastic conversation. I'm afraid hopefully, Prasid, no worries. You can just go ahead and leave. Anyways, I'm going to put this recording.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, Mohammed.
Okay, so the thing is, like we are using, like it's a general lighting. So it's a 9 watts, 15 watts, whatever it may be. So I always have a doubt that what should be the distance between the two lights when we're placing in the ceiling.
So exactly as I said, that let's say suppose 10 feet you have, okay? In 10 feet you want to put 3 lights. So just straight away go ahead and 3 into 2 how much? 6 feet, right? So 10 feet divided by 6. You want to put 3 lights, right? In the 10 feet space, let's say suppose room is 10 by 10. Okay, let me draw and show you guys. I'm not sure if it is visible or not because once again I'll have to make it little darker. Okay, I'll use pen.
Generally, each light covers how much area, sir?
It depends on the cone.
Mhm.
If it is whether it is a 8 degree, 30 degree, or it is a diffuse light, depends on what light you are using. It covers the space, right? So I'll just show you a simple example. Now this is, let's say this is a bedroom. Okay, you can see. Okay, so here sorry, this side. Okay, in the camera it is reverse. Okay, here you are entering, and in front of that there is a you can see there is a wardrobe, and in front of that there is just a bed and 2 side tables. Okay, I'm just keeping it very simple, guys, so that you understand. Now you want to go ahead and put something like, let's say suppose wardrobe is 8 feet. Okay, and you want to put 3 lights which is falling on wardrobe. Okay, can you see this here? Now I just put something in a blue color.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so 3 lights I have put. Now your wardrobe size is 8 feet. 3 lights you want to put. So what you have to do? 3 into 2, 6. So 8 feet divided by 6 is how much? 1.33 feet. 1.33. That is how much? That is how much?
Can you repeat the
Around
question?
15 inches, sir?
Sorry?
Around 15 inches.
How many of you know the calculation? How many of you know the calculation? Point calculation. 15 inches is 1.25. This is says 1.3.
16 inches.
Yeah, somewhere close to 15 and a half or something. Okay. So 15 and a half inches. First light is going to be 15 and a half inches from this wall. First light is going to be 15 and a half from this wall. Second light is going to be at 31 inches, 15 and a half into 2. Then another 31 inches. Then whatever left is 15 and a half. You understood? It is simple as x, 2x, 2x, x. So we made 6 part of it. 3 light, 6 part. First part, the distance from wall to light is x. Then light to light is 2x. Then again light to light is 2x, and from light to the another end is x. So it is x, 2x, 2x, x. Understood? Or still it is confusing?
Yeah, no.
It is confusing, sir. It is a bit confusing. It would be great if you put it on the group.
I'll make one small video or something.
Yeah. That would be great. That would be great.
Because it is always about that x, 2x, 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 x. Even if you have to put 20 lights, the calculation is same. The funda is same.
Okay.
Then your fall comes perfect. Okay. Okay. So maybe tomorrow I'll show you some of the lights I have. I don't know if you guys can see it, but then some lights which fall on the wall here, which is a kind of a wall washers. So
It shows
that,
like cone, right, sir? It shows cone like.
yes. You can see in the corner, maybe you can see there, okay? Or maybe this side or this side, I don't know. This side you can see some dark patch is happening, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
So that is what wall motion.
Mhm.
Okay, so okay guys, so we'll meet up tomorrow. I'm just gonna
Sure, sir.
go ahead and close this call. In recording anyways, I'll just put it into the group. Okay, Amira says, please answer my question about chimney. Amira, I missed your question, sorry. What is the, usually builders gives 4-inch dia later, which doesn't work very effectively. Usually the complaint about the effectiveness of the chimney. Amira, if you are going ahead for at least 1100 suction chimney and the dia is 4 inches, but you get 6 inches to 7 inches pipe for this 1100 suction chimney, you need to give reducer at the end. So go ahead and put a bigger pipe and then use reducer so that the major volume is probably sucked and goes out, because once it is 4 inches, then it is very difficult to make it bigger. If it is a shear wall, then very difficult. But if it's a brick wall, you can just go ahead and open it up. If the builders are reluctant, then go ahead and use the reducer. So 6 inches or 7 inches goes ahead and reduce it to 4 inches, and you can use those kind of stuff. Okay, can you give calculation again if it's 10 feet by 12 feet room? I mean, I'll just make one sketch and put it into the group because people are anyways not understanding when I say that way. Okay? So I'll make one small video. Maybe I'll shoot it with a phone or something and I'll put it in. If not today, tomorrow morning or something, I'll do it, but I'll do it. Sure.
No problem, sir.
Yeah. Great. Thank you guys. And I just loved, so 6-inch dia is better. Yes, so 6-inch dia is better, but it all depends on the company to company. Some companies for 1100 suction for that matter is giving 6-inch dia, but some companies are giving for 1100 suction, they're giving 7-inch dia. So what chimney you are buying, just see it, and then 1 inch here and there doesn't matter, because if it is a PVC pipe or if it is the aluminum or something, you can just manage it. Aluminum you cannot bend it, PVC you can bend it. But if it is 4-inch and if your duct is bigger, go ahead and use the reducer and you can manage it. Yeah. But make sure whenever you are putting a reducer, tell customer that it is going to make little sound. So tell that to customer and then use it. Otherwise, later on they'll come back to you and say, it is making sound and what is it, right? So make them aware about it. If they are not okay with the sound and all that, let them figure it out with the builder that how they can make it bigger, right? So that is how you need to do it. Great. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll close today's session. I just love today's session. Ask a lot of questions on Slido so that I love to answer in the evening. Okay. Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow. Watch tomorrow's video. Put questions on Slido. Evening we'll meet up and I'm going to answer you guys. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good
And
night.
see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.